Hey, it's Coke11 with part 3 of my Xenoblade 2 sightseeing, going around looking at my favorite places in Xenoblade 2. So I found another spot from Tantal that I really liked before moving on to the next regions. Wish I could have had better weather in Tantal. Everything looks so much better in clear weather when you don't have the snowstorm blocking the view of stuff, and you have better lighting in clear weather. But the view from the Sacred Grove here, and also the Eluk, this golden Eluk, really help with the atmosphere of this area. They make it look much more interesting. Even though they're technically not part of the landscape, they are part of the view. Never noticed before that Drummark leaves paw prints. That's cute. So before moving on to the next one, it will be going into spoilers, so if you've not finished Xenoblade 2, come back to this after you have. So I'll give 10 seconds before going to the spoilers. Alright, you've been warned. So the view from the World Tree looking out at all the other Titans is really, really cool. And also the skyport thing that extends out really far. Wish you could get a better view of that from a distance. But the best place to see it from is just down there, and it's not really a lot to see from there. Best view is probably from the end of it. It's cool how you can see the city Albucavenich on Morardane from out here. Just looks so tiny, but also, yeah, I think it only has the one arm. Looks like the arm is missing on the side where Albucavenich is. And they mention a city on the other shoulder, but you can't really see anything, so maybe it's behind the shoulder. Really wish you could have visited the other shoulder city. Also wish you could have seen the Gormott Titan from here too. It's probably the quickest way to, yeah, it's right behind here, I think. So this area is pretty cool looking itself, but not as amazing as the Skywalk. looking down at everything inside the world tree. Well, not exactly everything, but everything that you visit. Would have been nice if you could spend a bit longer in the world tree, like more of a dungeon area, going up further through it, instead of just taking elevators through most of the thing. Really would have been nice if you had to really climb it, instead of just going through a few levels. And if for whatever reason you've gotten up to this point because you haven't quite finished it yet, or because you figured, yeah, the world tree isn't too much of a spoiler, the next area is even more of a spoiler. So if for whatever reason you have not finished the game and you're still at this point, then please come back to it after you've finished it. So even though there's not really much to see down there, it's literally just clouds. Just having a view from space like this is so amazing. Xenoblade games do such an amazing job of making you feel insignificant compared to the world. And the interior of this area is pretty cool too. And then the view out at Elysium is also really nice. Wish there was a bit more to do in this area. I mean, it's so big, and you really just walk straight to the end of it. I mean, I can't really imagine what you'd really do here anyway, but still would have been interesting if you had to spend a while walking through it instead of just running straight to the end. But man, the first time playing this and reaching this area hit so hard. Also, seeing the world tree the first time hit really hard. With suddenly everything goes from a fantasy world to being really sci-fi. So that's it for all my favorite views in Xenoblade 2. After going around all of them that I could think of, I'd say my favorites are probably the views of Gormott and the ones in Uriah looking up at or down at the trees. Uriah and Gormott are definitely my two favorite regions in Xenoblade 2, though not in the series in general. For the series in general, I'd probably say a bunch of areas in X are all my favorite viewpoints, because X definitely has the best views in the series. But anyway, see you next time.